What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Coffee and Guitar Stuff in the Car edition. It's late today. It's 20 after 9. Dentist appointment. Then I had to run to the optometrist and pick up my new pair of glasses. Holy crap, I can see. When they tell you, like, here's these fancy lenses and you should pay a little extra for them, do it. Holy smokes. They're amazing. Okay. Today we're going to talk about marketing. For those of you that are, watch this channel, just if you have questions about any of this stuff that we talk about, feel free to put it in the comments. This channel's, a lot smaller, so I have a little bit, I can kind of see more stuff. So if you have questions, put it in the comments and we'll try to get to it. Not technical questions. This is not DylanTalksTone. This is DylanTalksTone 2. So this is more off-topic, and I'll do off-topic stuff here too. I don't care, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to talk about. But yesterday we did this, or whenever it was, we did this video about guitar companies and how they survive and how they don't survive, and etc. And somebody in the comments said, "Hey, can you talk about more about marketing? Because it's changed a lot." And I'm sure, absolutely. When you think of guitar marketing in 2026, we immediately go to they call them embargo dates. So let's say, we'll go in the past. So I'll go in the past. The Positive Grid Spark or Positive Grid Reactor amp, the embargo date on that was June 2nd. I got the amp 3 days before that, or not 3 days, 3 weeks before that, so that I could test it and learn about it. But, we sign NDAs with these companies and we can't talk about anything before that date. At 8 a.m. on that date, then you can start talking about it. And people get really annoyed with that because all those videos come out on the same time. But really, it's not any different. It's not any different. Remember back in the old days, not very long ago, 15 years ago, you would go to Barnes & Noble and the new Dirt Bike magazine, or the for me it was Dirt Bike and Dirt Rider because I was actually doing this in those magazines. And there'd be a new bike on the cover, there'd be a new pipe on the cover, there'd be a new something, and it would all come out on the same day, and you would see all the dirt bike magazines would all have the same new whatever it was, the new car magazines, all the new gun magazines, all the new fashion magazines, it all had the same thing on so it's the same thing, right? That's the release date, it's the same thing. But now it's just handled differently. And what I like about it is, instead of having a kind of dedicated journalist to review your product, what you have is normal people. And you're going to say, well, a YouTuber isn't a normal person. He's shilling and making money and whatever. However, what's really cool about it is there's way more than just one, or way more than just two. So if you watched, for example, take again that Positive Grid Spark Reactor or Positive Grid Reactor video, there's a lot of metal people. I'm not a metal player, so I could give you different perspective. I use my stuff different than other people use it. Somebody like Steve Strelacci, for example, uses a lot of his digital products live, and I don't. I use them more for recording for this kind of stuff, right? So you get all these you get a variety of use cases, which is really, really, really cool. And it is a more effective way for companies to advertise. Now, flipping that, so I have a weird situation because I review products that people send to me, but I also own a company who creates a product, and so I have to think about how to market my products. I approach it, oh, hey dude, it's one of those last minute exiters, driving all across the crappy part with all the tire junk. Okay, so the way I do it is I kind of follow the kind of Gary Vaynerchuk give free information away thing. A lot of people are like, I can't believe you talk about all this stuff because, I mean, doesn't that hurt your business? No, it absolutely helps it. Here's the thing. In the old days, when a new product would come out, you would have, and I remember because I used to write these for magazines, for our products. So, you know, I would write like the new product blurb, and it would be like a paragraph and a half. It would be like, this accessory for the KTM 450 XCF goes between the head and the exhaust pipe, and it increases exhaust velocity and it increases torque. And that's to increase torque. That's all you would say, you know, between these RPM ranges or whatever. And that was all the information you got. Here it is, $89.95, $129.95, whatever it was. You know, and we sold bajillions of them. But you only got like one paragraph. And the other thing is that it was a wake-up call for me the first time I went in the dirt bike industry to some sort of like luncheon or, you know, some sort of trade kind of thing or whatever. And you find out that basically everybody in the entire dirt bike industry kind of could fit in one room. There just wasn't that many people. And they were all just people working out of their garages, and they were all just doing, but there was no connection with the manufacturers with the consumer, ever. You read an article in a magazine and you decided if you wanted the product. What has changed with the internet is the accessibility to information, meaning you get thousands and thousands of bits of information, and you have to put it all together and decide whether you're going to buy a product or not, and it obviously can be very confusing. So my approach when I started this business, I was coming out of the dirt bike business knowing that the magazine side was kind of just dying, and realizing that YouTube actually I had already learned. I built another business learning from YouTube. We started a company, and then I sold it. And I was like, you know what we need to do is give away free information, and we need to build relationships with our customers, and we just make friends. All we really want to do is just make friends. We're going to make friends with everybody, and we're going to do that by hanging out with them every week, by giving them knowledge for free every week, and creating a community so that they can feel, so that you can feel like you're actually part of this thing, because you are, right? And you're not just, you as a consumer are not just a product to me. Because for a lot of large corporations, they are, they see demographics and everything as numbers. And I see it too. I mean, we have a certain percentage of male versus female, we have a certain percentage of etc. So because every company has to look at their product and their goal demographic. And I'm going to tell you what my goal demographic is. And some of you are going to be very offended by this, and some of you are not. The goal demographic for me is, and I don't want to put numbers on it, but it is anybody who appreciates a premium product, that understands that there's a difference, first of all, and second of all, that product will enhance their playing experience. It doesn't necessarily have to make you sound better. It doesn't have to fix, it could fix a problem. It could make you sound better. It could make you play better. It could make you a better guitar player. Or it could only do one of those things, or a variety of those things, or a mix of those things. But we make a premium product at DylanTalksTone. Our pickups are expensive. I know they are. But they have to be. They are expensive, you know. And so I get that. And so the people that we market to, for example, are the folks who understand what upgrading means, right? We're not marketing a commodity. We're marketing a premium product that is an upgrade to your present product, or a premium product to be placed in your premium product. Meaning, if you're a guitar builder and you want typically, but not always. I say people that appreciate a premium product because that removes the stigma of only rich people can afford your stuff, because people of all income and age demographics view money differently. Therefore, it puts their priorities in different places, and if your priority is to have good pickups in your guitar, no matter how broke you are, you'll find a way, right? So that's why we think about it that way. The way we market is this: hanging out with you every day, giving you free information every day. And I know that there's the folks that say you think you're smarter than everybody, and really, in fact, Shane Walton, he's a longtime viewer of the channel, said the other day, he's like, but you do know more than everybody. And I'm like, no, I don't know more than everybody. Here's what I do. I understand how to find, compile, and distribute information. That's all it is. You have the same Google I do, right? But the trick is to filter through all the BS, simplify it down to something that somebody can process in a 10 or 15 minute video, and make it to where that fact is useful to them, make it to where that opinion is useful to them, make it to where that review is useful to them, and so that they go away feeling like a more informed consumer. A more informed consumer is always a better consumer. We said in that video yesterday that we do all of our marketing before you buy our products and not after. All of our customer service before you buy our products and not after. Now, we do it after too, obviously. If you have problems, need help, whatever. But most of our customer service is before. Because when you buy a set of P90s for me, you just know. It's already done. You've been following us for a while. And and most of the people, I will tell you right now, we got, I don't know, half a dozen. I woke up this morning to like a half a dozen messages in the chat on the website, and the majority of them were, I've been following you for a really long time, and now it's time to make a purchase. And I'm like, that's exactly what we want. And what you'll find is it a Tim Ferriss thing that said you only need 1,000 people who really believe in what you do and you'll never go hungry? I would say in my journey in this business, I have probably, optimistically, I would say 400. Realistically, I would say I probably have 275. I probably have 275 people that no matter what we make, they'll buy it. Because they trust what we do. We've built that trust over a long period of time. We've built those relationships over a long period of time. Even though I don't physically know you, we may feel like we physically know each other. In fact, if we accidentally meet up somewhere, you might be like, just strike up a conversation out of nowhere because we feel like we know each other. That is really, really important in 2026. That is marketing. Honestly, making friends, building relationships with the people who are going to be your clients is how you do it. It used to be 8 to 10 touches a year, from a mailer to a blah, 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 yellow pages, whatever, to each customer. Like when I had an insurance agency, this is how many touches with each customer that you have to have. That's what they would call it, like a mailer or a door hanger or a phone call or a visit or a in-office visit. 8 to 10 touches a year to keep that person as a customer, to retain that customer. Now it's different because there is a bit of competition for attention on the internet, because we only have so many minutes a day to spend with our eyeballs, and so we want to make sure that you spend it with us. So we do that by volume. So basically, when somebody asks me, what should I do? Should I go on Instagram? Should I start a YouTube channel? Should I whatever? Should I do this? And the answer is all the things, all the time, every day, always. And if you think that is excessive, Works for me. Feeds my family. Feeds my family. I'm not getting rich, but I don't think I'll ever get rich making guitar parts. But it feeds my family. It feeds my family. It sustains my family, and we have what we need. And so that's really it. And we get to have a little fun every now and then, you know. And I get to buy a new gun, or we get to buy something for the grandson, and you know, like that kind of thing. Get to buy a new watch every once in a while. Get to buy a new pocket knife every once in a while. But other than that, that's it. So if you're gonna market in 2026, make friends with your customers. Communicate with them as much as possible. Be yourself. I know that when I'm myself, some people don't like it, but the people that understand that this is me, I am literally sitting in my car in my driveway getting back from an appointment. This is real. This is all real. Everything we do is real. You know, I think a lot of folks would say, well, I actually had a conversation with somebody that I know, and they're like, you are so driven by ego. This is a person that I know in person. He's like, you're so driven by ego. You're just on the internet all the time, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no. I was like, you don't understand. This is sharing what we do so that people know what we do, so that they understand that this is real, that we are not creating some Instagram reality that isn't real. You know, I think if you're at this many minutes into the video, you appreciate what we do. And so one of the things that I think about when you do this kind of stuff is when people say that kind of thing, my brain goes the opposite direction. I'm like, no, I'm inviting you into my home every day. Like, this is really my car. This really is my driveway. You know, you get to see my dog. This is a room in my house. You know what I mean? You've been in my kitchen with me. And I think that's really important, to be that authentic about it. Old school marketing was pretty flashy, pretty fluffy, pretty, you know, and I don't think we can afford to do that anymore. And I think what happens is, and I know that if somebody says, give me some points on marketing, they're going to be like, this is how many videos you should make every week. And it's not about that. It's, to me, that comes naturally when you are yourself, when you actually are yourself all the time in your marketing. And so, yeah, I think that's the most important thing is the authenticity. Don't be somebody else. Don't be somebody you're not. And just share who you are. Share what you do. Don't be afraid that somebody is going to come and take your idea. You know, I'll tell you what I've found with this. This is real experience. So we've taught probably over 100 people. I think it's just over. I think it's like 106 people to wind pickups through various classes and stuff over the years. And to a man or woman, because I've taught men and women, the only person that I know that does this every day, all day, as a result of me teaching them, is my daughter, and she works for me. Out of over 100 people that we've ever taught, to a person, they will come to you and say, that's way harder than I thought. I'm just going to pay the money. I create a customer by teaching them how hard this is. Of course, there's been a few people. Let's think of like Siltonen Guitars in the comments. Shout out to him. I got a couple of his guitars. Doc Siltonen is his name. Check out his guitars. They're very nice. I taught him how to wind pickups, and he winds his own pickups now. Does that mean he buys less pickups from me? Yeah. Do I care? No, because he has created a whole thing, which is fantastic. I think that's amazing. I am currently, as we speak, consulting with another guitar company that I don't know if you've heard of them or not, who used to buy all their pickups from me, and I'm teaching them how to make their own. Do they buy pickups from me anymore? They still do. They still do. Because they buy most pickups, but then they want to make a couple for themselves. Does that bother me? Nope, not at all. I want this to continue. I want this community to continue. So I want the producers, us as builders, guitar builders, pickup builders, parts builders, etc., etc. I want you all to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. And so I want to share as much as possible to make that happen. And again, this is all part of marketing, because once people understand who we are and what we do, I hope, my goal is that level of trust, that level of comfort that we have with each other. You know, I buy this Audi that I'm driving. This is the 11th car that I've bought from my friend Matt. Okay. He started out as a salesman at Volkswagen in 2012, 2011. He's been around to a couple of dealerships. Remember, for a few years, if you follow the channels for a long time, you know I drove Toyotas for a little bit. That was because Matt went to Toyota. I bought 3 or 4 Toyotas from him. And then he ended up going back to Volkswagen and being the GM at Audi. And I love Audis. It's my home, is Audi. And so now I buy an Audi from him every couple years. And I don't have to do anything. I get a text. Hey, the new one's coming. Do you want me to put you on the list? Yes. I don't think about it. I don't do anything. He emails me the paperwork and brings me the car. I don't have to do anything. That's because I have a relationship with him. I trust him. I'm not getting ripped off. He tells me when not to trade. He tells me when to trade. He gives me all the knowledge behind the scenes about interest rates and specials and all the stuff, so I'm not getting ripped off every time I trade my car in. I was in there last week and I was like, should I buy something? And he's like, nope, stuff's not good right now. He's like, interest rates are bad. He's like, you're gonna be in the hole on the thing, don't do it. He's like, I would wait until such and such, and we had the conversation. That level of trust I build with him, that's what I really, really want for me. That's what I'm trying to do with all of this. And I think that's really, it's the same thing with the guy I buy my watches from, the same thing I buy most of my knives from. I literally don't think about it because I've built enough trust with those people. They're not selling me anything because I just know that it's okay and that they are cool and that everything is going to be fine. And so that's what I want for you. When you buy a pickup from us, I don't want you to have to worry about it. I don't want you to have to be like, is this going to make my guitar sound better? I'll tell you if it won't. You know, somebody asked me this morning, hey, I bought a Gibson Les Paul Greenie. Do you have anything to make the tone better? It's just not, I'm not meshing with it. I'm like, well, it's already a Les Paul, so it's not an Epiphone, and it's not okay. Man, if you're not meshing with that guitar, you might just not like the guitar. I don't know that putting a set of my DAFs in that or our Greenie pickups in that would make you any happier. I just turned down $300. But trust. That's what's important. Anyway, marketing in 2026. Hanging out with you guys, just like we do every day.